a rare occurrence where we actually do 2 days of review. 2 days of review. Now, you guys made the deal on Friday, and I said, hey, we're either going to do the quiet day is either going to be on Monday or, I'm sorry, Tuesday, or the quiet day was going to be, the previous day. So you chose the Monday to be the one we work together. This is supposed to be quiet day. Quiet just means this, right? It means that you're working. You're trying to get to the whole darn thing. You're checking your answers. If you have any questions, we will talk, all that jazz. But let's be honest and let's just say, hey, if this is a class that has an issue with talking, it's this one. I really need you guys to ignore the people around you and do your work. The test tomorrow, there really is no difference, right, between what I'm about to hand you right now and what the test will look like. Also, this looks exactly like the one that we had on, I'll screw it. Was it Monday? Monday, right? I'm thinking about Friday because all my classes had tests the last 2 days. So point being is you've seen this material 2 times in the same form, and then tomorrow you're going to be tested on the same material in the same form. If question number 3 says to do it this way, you can be assured that question number 3 on the test will look that way. If you literally get to tomorrow and you don't know what you're doing, shame on you, right? Because you've seen it twice, you've had the opportunity to ask the question twice. Some of you asked plenty of questions. But please, let's not get to tomorrow and you don't know how to do question number 3. Yes, I'm making a big point about number 3. Or question number 2, right? Now, make sure that you know what you're doing, right? Use your time wisely. All right. Answers are on the back. I literally generated this really quickly. My mind was thinking about other things. I think the answers are correct, but you better check my work.
If I check, can I get the
I always give 3 points if you catch a mistake. All right, but I did this way too quickly. I didn't check any of my work. All right, so same drill. Please take this one serious. I'm going to make a couple comments after everyone gets copy here, and then you're free to work independently at your own pace. But as you guys who've had me for many, many years, 3 years, know that when the practice tests are exactly like the test. When we get to geometry, that changes a little bit because that's a bit higher level math. But for up to Algebra 1, because I don't like kids to have surprises, I make it exactly like the practice test. With geometry, Algebra 2, pre-calculus, calculus, we start entering in some differences, and that way you're ready to go to college. All right, so the only points I want to make out to e-learners, if you're paying attention, question 1 or 2, one of them, the units will be that you can convert, right? And yes, exclude the, hey, tell him to get in here. I just want him to tuck in his shirt. All right, question 1 or 2, one of them you're going to be converting. Yes, you make some silly jokes, but you can't convert boys to girls and girls to boys. But you can convert weeks to days or days to weeks. You do have 2 options.
This is the same thing as last.
Literally, except I changed the numbers. Piper has both of them in front of them. It's the same format, but the numbers are just changed. That's it. Okay. Question number 3. Who is lost on how to do question number 3?
So with the ones with the numbers,
I'm going to give you a ratio. Do you see it? Now, this time you saw this on Monday. Here's your second time. You're going to see a similar question tomorrow. They're going to give you a ratio. Rowan, what's the ratio?
5 and 2.
You put an X on 5 and 2. So that gives you what?
5x, 2x.
And then you're going to be given a total. What's the total?
14.
Add. What do you get?
10x.
What?
10x. I multiplied them. 7x.
7. Therefore, X is equal to. Okay, now here's the only challenging part. Yes, the number is going to be that friendly. The challenging part is you got to now read the ratio, the words. What are the words for the ratio? Like, what is the 5? What's the 2? So which is which? Now you got to read the question mark, and it's going to ask you how many something of something for this particular.
How many cups of water?
And you said water was what? The first number or the second number? The second number was 2, and we know X is now. So how many cups of water? Questions? Okay, that is literally what the question will look like tomorrow. Just different values. It was the same thing on the previous one. The other time we were dealing with, I think, writing and revising, and it was minutes, but it's done literally the same way. Who's lost on that? Pretty simple once it's explained to you. All right. Yeah.
For multiplying for exponents, do you subtract them?
You add them.
Okay.
All right. Questions 4 through 7. Once again, now if you would like to clear the fraction, you could clear the fraction, right? But if you don't, oh, thank you. I gotta do it for you guys know. All right. Cookie to the first person who finishes.
Oh, seriously? I read already.
And they can show me their work.
I'm already on the
All right. Questions 4 through 7. Now, if you would like to clear the fraction, you could. I personally would just solve these as a proportion. In other words, butterfly method. For question number 4, 16 times 5 is the same as 10 times x. For e-learners, I'm number 4 right now. Flip it over. Next page. If there are ones that will cause you to work the most, it's questions 8 through 11. 8 through 11 is clear the fraction. So, really quickly, number 8, what's the common denominator? No. 3x. 3x. Number 9, what's the common denominator? Number 10, what's the common denominator? Number 10, what's the common denominator? What do they all go into? They could. I mean, you could use 48x, but that's not the least common denominator. The least common denominator that they all go into is?
24.
24 is a common denominator, but it's not the least common denominator.
4.
12 doesn't go into 4.
Where are we? What question? Oh, 12.
12x is the common denominator. Everyone look at number 10. 12x. And it's not because, well, 12 is bigger than 4. It's because 4 goes into 12, 12 goes into 12, and 12, you got to attach the variable x. All right, common denominator of number 11. What do they all go into?
4x.
4x. The largest number that all the numbers go into, did I say that right? The smallest number that all the numbers go into. Now I said it correctly. And you need the variable to the highest power, the x's to the first power, and all of them. All right. We talked on Monday about changing a percent to a fraction. You take it, you put it over 100. The only weird one is the fraction. Look up here. All right, give me a fraction. Any fraction works. 0.5%. To turn that into a fraction, you erase the percent, you put it over 100. You put 100 over 1, and then you do a copy dot flip. I copied the top fraction, I put a dot, I flipped the second fraction. For those of you that have found the pattern is always take the fraction and do what? What's the pattern? By the way, what's that turn into? What does it turn into? Do the multiplication. Stop being lazy. Okay, so for those smart pants out there, what's the pattern? You take the fraction.
It's always the top is always going to be.
Just add 2 zeros to the bottom every time. Now you might have to reduce the fraction, but that's the pattern. Give me a fraction. Any fraction.
78.
If that's the percent, and I say make it into a fraction, erase, put it over 100, put the 100 over 1, and do a copy dot flip. I copy the first fraction, put a dot, I flip the second fraction, and I multiply straight across. That would give me 1 over 400. Or, what's the pattern?
It's going to be 1.
You simply take the bottom number and you add 2 zeros. It's the same Answer. Now, if there's any reducing involved, you got to reduce. Not half, not even a third, but maybe 10% of math is about seeing what's the math behind it and recognizing the pattern and being able to reproduce that pattern. If you're paying attention, you know what's going on. This is why that kid is done in 20 minutes and is sitting there staring at the sky and you're still working on the fourth one, right? It's not because they're really that much smarter than you. It's just that they know what they need to do for math. They recognize the patterns. That's also how they did your multiplication tables faster than you did, because it's just a pattern that they recognize. So you could say that good math people are good pattern recognizers. That's probably true. So if you're not a good pattern recognizer, then you're probably slower at math than some people. I buy into that argument. All right, what is the magic proportion, Chris, for all the proportion problems for 15, 16, and 17? What is the magic proportion you're going to use?
Excuse me, say that again. I was working on something entirely.
I know. For 15, 16, and 17, we're going to solve them using a proportion. What is that proportion? And it better be in your resource card. It's that thing. What is it?
The 100 is.
There's 100 involved.
And it's like a percent thing.
There's a percent involved.
Fraction bar.
There's a fraction bar.
It's that thing.
And it's got two words.
Is it of?
So what is the magic proportion? That if you can remember, this turns into a very simple problem. If you can't remember, you're going to get them all wrong.
It's like.
So you can't remember. So get a piece of paper out right now. Resource card. Have it on your paper. I know you know it. Chris, do you remember what it was?
Wasn't it like it was the is and then at the bottom was percent sign? Oh no, it was of. And then it was percent over 100.
There you go. Now, is it memorable? Well, clearly not, because you didn't remember it, but it's not that challenging, especially if you write it on a piece of paper and then don't lose the notebook. Make sure that comes with you to class. And then it's just a proportion. All right. Scientific notation was the last thing we did. I'm not going to go over that. Just remember, big numbers have positive exponents, little numbers have negative exponents. Yeah. Let me see your picture. I want to see work though. Did you already check your answers? Okay, it's your cookie. You want it? Okay. All right, that's the test. That's what will happen tomorrow. You can use this time right now to clearly indicate how long it will take you to make the test. For those of you like Aiden and Ari, they got calculators. Just remember, so does Kyle.
Kyle.
Brandy is what I was looking for, but I almost said Kylie. But I was like, her name's not Kylie. I had to think about it for a second. Hey, absolutely, I don't care if you use a calculator at any point. It's just that you can't use it for this test. So if you want to use a calculator and it's helping you, but you're not going to have it tomorrow. So use accordingly. I am much more happier a kid using a calculator because they're learning how to use a calculator. They're comfortable with it. So when we get to those things that you need a calculator, dude, do you have names written down? All right. So we're going to stay in quiet mode while people are working. We're going to get it done. Yes. Number. All right, e-learners, anybody online who have questions? This is the direction.
Let's see. What?
So one time you tried we tried this like this product. You're now it's like huge. And his name is Jazz.
I like it. I'm gonna write down everything in the Bible.
Yeah.
have like this section.
So you can't change your
No, I got it. My name is a little bit right now.
It's actually two.
That's what I did.
That's used, right? Now, those ratios can be only so if you didn't want to write as a fraction, you want to write as
Because at first I thought 16 times 80 was 32. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's not right.
cross multiple. That's it. Just these four cross multiple. So cross multiple. Write that. I mean, don't do the math. Just write 5 times 16.
This is fine. The other one, 50% off. Nothing is going to be.
And then put an equal sign. And then do the other cross.
Imagine forgetting how to do.
That's the other cross.
I forgot how to do the first problem. Not the first problem. The ones. Come here. Forgot how to do these problems.
And then it just turns into an algebra problem. Solve.
I don't believe that. Which one's like. There's only one.
Sorry.
I don't hear her.
Okay, so I was doing it right. I just probably messed up the math somewhere. We're gonna do
Yeah, I know.
Nice not being able to do it. Answers on the back stupid. Do it and check your work.
Where is that?
Do it and check your work. Idiot.
Okay, what's that? No, X is the, what's attached to X? How? How do you get a multiplication? Oh, you divide both sides by. That's out. Right? Fraction bar of 10. Fraction bar of 10.
I got it.
You bring it up 10. Because remember, now the goal is to get X by itself. Both sides. Both sides. 10 divided by 10. Zero. 10 divided by 10.
No.
This one's the same way, it's just got a different variable, 6 times 4x.
Yeah, let me have some double
This
mistake.
is slightly different. The first cross gives you. You can write the initial set, right? So that's-
Don't be forgetting how to have the work.
Yeah.
More challenging. This is not 2 times X, so you do 2 times 8, 2 times X coupled. So you can write this off.
Yeah,
Write this out.
forgot how to do it. My brain hurts.
Plus 8, so it's distributed problem. And then you have to solve that.
We actually need to find this out.
And you just solve that. As you just did.
I guess we'll be first over one.
Hey, who missed question number 2? And they're like, well, I got 14 over something, not 2 over 3. Is that? That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I just can't.
That's why you do that.
How do you?
Hey, hey, one
Yeah.
day
Yeah,
users.
okay.
It's a fraction.
I got one.
It's a ratio that.
Yeah,
Now you can write as a fraction or
Hello.
what is? So that's your x. I know, so write that over equals percent over 100. Cross multiply.
Then I did.
Benny, that's one kind of breaking the rule.
Chester Cheeto. Please don't let me get gone. That hurt. What?
Do you know how to do this?
Chester Cheeto.
No, no. What do you do when you get to one word?
Where'd you get 2 on?
Because you do 2 N. N times, just 2 N. 1 times N would be 4 N.
Think of it as a fraction.
So originally 4 N.
Choose the right column. You get shot.
Last thought.
See that?
I've been taught.
That's fine, but you're gonna use yourself in your cheat.
I'm gonna ask for sure.
No, you're
Ow, that hurts. Okay, master, I'm going to the field.
Right?
Okay, man.
Hey, you okay? Chris, you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need you to snap out. I know you have, but
They're asking for my help.
as long as you're not.
My brain just died and I don't.
Common denominator.
2 N.
So we're multiplying everything times 2n. So that's gonna be 2. This one, the 2's are gonna cancel, and you're left with just n. On this one, the n's are gonna cancel, you're left with 2. When you do the distributive property, that would give you 2
Oh,
n
so
as
would
well.
you cancel this?
You would.
So I added these 2.
Oh, yes.
So it'll be.
Yeah. I think I've rounded a few of these. Well, you gotta multiply that times that would be 5 by 100. So it's not friendly, but yeah, I believe I rounded the number to. You'll see when I give you the answers.
Wait, my security was 14 divided by 6.
Yeah, the answers. It doesn't say very. The amount of flour is 5.
Yes. Okay, so the answer says 12. So, yeah, don't have to call.
That's what you're trying to find.
Well, I'm just gonna say, you wrote This on your test, is that coming?
Oh, you.
This tells me you're not gonna get
Oh, okay, I got it now.
So you're not dividing 3,100 by 25. What you're really dividing is how many times is 25 going to 31? Right? So that's why multiplication table is like 20, 25. So
I'm gonna do my work.
What are you doing?
My work. I did.
Want to finish yet? Yeah, she's already finished. Just wanted to for the third time.
No,
you're gonna look across
I
the
got it.
25 number until you get to a number
Arrange
that's smaller than 31. It's the first number, so. the answer is one.
I'll just do all the
Okay, so then, okay, now we're doing subtraction, right? Leave that out. That gives me a 6. So I got a 6.
Yeah, I'm trying to-
That's all I got. Across the 25 table until you get to a number that's just smaller than 6.
Yeah, I just think from.
Look straight up. Look straight up.
Figure it out.
My brain.
14 divided by 5.
Now, look for 100. Straight up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can fix
You're
this.
done.
No, I can't actually. Who broke it?
Yeah.
You just did it.
It's fine. You just put glue here.
Wait a minute, I didn't do anything other than fix it before. You did all the work there. I did the subtraction.
All right, so give me nothing.
You just did it.
No.
Only I didn't do subtraction. I said 25
No, my
and
brain is
31.
good. No.
I said, look at the chart. You told me. And then I did the subtraction. And I said 60. You told me 2. And then I said 100. And you told me 3. You got 6.
I didn't
Yo.
That would be 2.
You only bring down as many as you need.
Or you know how like, oh, I'll never
You gotta
remember.
get the 6
My
is
dad
not
went
bigger than 25. So you bring that one 0. When we had this, it was 10, right? So we bring that 1 0. If it had been a 1, then we would bring that 2. Got this.
Like I'm here.
So do you. You haven't asked any questions. But you have drawn some pretty pictures.
Would you rock these?
You got that right. You did it by yourself. You did that. Good job. Let's give you lessons
But
there.
I'm wondering if this answer.
I can help you with that.
If you said it,
You know, when I was your age, I had problems. I don't know what. Maybe it's just becoming an adult. I don't know. But I know that.
I know, but I don't know how they got.
So it's 5
All of a
x
sudden,
plus
2 o'clock.
2x.
Okay, I still have 4 hours.
That's what we have.
Add
Maybe
the
3
5
o'clock.
it's 7x
7x
plus
equals 14.
So what I do
7
is.
divided by
That
14
really
is
puts me to
2,
sleep
x
and
is
takes
2.
my mind off.
And then it wants to
Getting a
become
good
water,
night's sleep is such
and
a
water
difference
is
in everything.
the 2 in ratio.
I just read a
So
book,
you do
and
2
it puts me to
times
sleep. I can't read more than. 10
Oh,
minutes.
okay, so we didn't do the last. I'm like, how?
I love reading. But
Stop that.
I read
Thank you. Okay, so that makes less. I was all over the place. You guys have a test tomorrow? All right, we figured that.
No, I mean, you get it right, John?
No.
Last week, you showed 8 though.
It's whatever. I only got one wrong. I failed. Where's the answer?
Hey, language.
I dropped it.
Roll and I did see what it is.
Dropped it.
So do it. Roll it.
Bunch of
Hey, make a resource for yourself. Because tomorrow you
I
don't
got it. You
have
can. I
to-
got it.
So I do it back.
Take the
Why?
time, go over it. Yeah, by saying no. I don't want you to, I want you to, oh, I forgot that that's how you did that. I want you to remember it all because you have to pay them, right?
I'm just
So,
gonna accept
write it
it.
up, guys. No, it's right. So you can't like.
Right, that's a fail.
Oh, yeah. Once you think of that song, I'm saying if you failed, because you might remember all of this.
Yeah.
Equal gauge was then it's all you need. I was still writing notes, but I had to press over, we could put different units, because we were, and I don't know, steps to solve this or something, and always speak to the things. Yeah. But you just have to be able to remember that. What's up, friend?
I'm gonna fail.
Josie needs help.
No, I finished it, but I don't.
Rosie needs lots of help. What else can we help?
I just don't know.
The fraction one? Three fraction are the only hard ones, I would say.
Like after I started, I
Yeah, this stuff right here. I already have it. The only one I saw you mess up was this one.
I know I didn't get that one.
So you multiply everything by what was coming out. All right. So that's gonna give you a 4.
When the
4x, you're left with x plus 5, I see that, minus, right? And then you see the, well, you're left with 2x. Okay, you can do that. That was a reason. 2. 2 at the extra.
Oh, okay.
So 5 minus 2 is 3, subtract 3 plus 5. Add. Yep. Well, okay, so just be careful when I say add, I don't mean like literally add 10, 20, and 11 to 31. I just mean take that number and that number and add one positive, one negative. So technically, you're actually this one. Yeah. But the real answer is I'm adding these two quantities together. So that's going to give me 9, right? But wait a minute, multiply 6 times 4 is 24 times. So like that. All right, really pretty good. Kristen, you haven't said much today. It's only working on it. Is over up. It's just a number. You know what to do from there? Cross multiply. All right, so cross multiply means what? Equals perfect. Perfect. Remember that. Doing anything? So we're talking.
You're right.
So it's the distributed process. So right is the number times solve that equation.
E-learners, I know I've had the video going on for a while now. Any questions? No, they not that. I had the actual. They've been staring at. You're on freeze. They've been staring at me. But there's nobody online, so the test will be posted tomorrow morning. Come class time, as always. Print it off, take pictures of it, or write all your answers on one sheet. But please show me your work so I can give you partial credit. If you have any questions, send me a chat or email. Catch you guys later.